Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. This is I Love You, Say It Back. It's the podcast, and I clicked the wrong button on a Thursday. Turn me up. Jump on it. Yeah, buddy, now we can hit that. I don't know what we're clapping for today. Hitting the wrong buttons. It's been a vibe. Got good vibes going on. Happy Thursday. Today is Thursday, August 27th. Ladies and gentlemen, I can finally say we are recording on this side of Thursday, right? So it's a Wednesday, so I can tell you that, hey, we're recording on Wednesday. It'll be out Thursday. Normally, I'm recording Thursday morning, just a couple hours before the podcast gets recorded, but getting it in a little bit early. I'm trying to get in earlier and earlier. It's going to be an adjustment because I do not feel sharp. I do not feel creative. I do not feel free, loose. And if you don't get it, it just trust me that it makes sense. We've had, and if you do get it, you're probably a person who kind of thrives at night. We've talked about this a million times. Glad you're with us. It's Thursday. And hopefully that gets you a little bit excited about Friday because we're getting a little bit closer. I got big breaking news before I tell you any of the bullshit about like, hey, follow us at anything. My nephew was born today. Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate you, studio audience. Thank you. Okay, settle down. Nicholas Contreras. I should have asked if there was a middle name. That would have been awesome. Yeah, little Nick, and you know he's a baby. He's 9 hours old, and I was FaceTiming my sister, and she's like, "Here, meet the baby," and I was like, little baby Nico or baby Nick." She's like, "No, it's Nicholas. We're trying to really stick with Nicholas," and I was like, "Okay, well then, little baby Nicholas is what we're gonna roll with. So no cute baby names. It's Nicholas. This guy is out the womb, and he's already an accountant." He is 6 years in. He's got a trust fund and he's got a 401k. Welcome to the world, Nicholas. Congratulations. It's exciting. I mean, last week I was right here texting my sister, getting a message from my sister telling you that, oh my God, I have to keep my messages on because this baby's coming anytime. And it's funny because this is actually right around when they expected the baby, but my two first nephews were like a week or two early. So she's like, well, this is going to happen a week or two early, just like the other ones. Nope. This one was kind of right on time. So congratulations. Glad everything went well. Thank you all for, the nice things that you guys say about these things. And when they post a picture, I'll post a picture and welcome little baby Nicholas with a 401k to the world. So that's been an exciting thing going on today. Lots of exciting stuff going on. Before we get into all that, now I can get into my little bullshit spiel about, hey, please follow us, like us, subscribe. If you are on first of all, we're one follower away from 800. So if you're listening to this right now and you don't follow us on Instagram, jump over right now, get us to 800. We are at ILY Say It Back Pod. Follow me while you're there at Victory Radio. And yeah, let's have some fun. One follower away from 800. Super excited about that. And follow us on our YouTube. Follow us on Spotify, wherever you listen to the podcast, on iHeart, on Apple Music, anywhere that you listen to the podcast. Make sure you keep up with everything that we post, that we drop. Follow us, subscribe. Thank you. Helps the podcast, helps us keep growing. And let's get into the show. So this is as far as I can go right now. This is as far as I can take this announcement right now. I can announce that we have a big announcement coming up. We have got the venue. We have got the date. We have got the time. We have got entertainment. It's all scheduled. It's all locked and loaded. But the flyer that we're dropping for this is going to be hopefully coming out in the next week. We're still working on kinks and details for all that, but I can announce that I will announce a big announcement. I hope that makes sense. My big announcement today is that I'm going to announce a big announcement in the next week or so. Okay. So there's something big coming, and I hope that you guys will be a part of it. Join us, have fun. Like I said, we got the venue, we got the date, we got entertainment locked in, and I can't wait. So just be on the lookout for that. That's why I always tell you, follow our socials. That's where we kind of keep everything up to date. And so there we go. That's thing number one. And number two, I guess, with the baby announcement. But yeah, so outside of that, just like, it's more personal stuff. And things have been going really good. Can I tell you something about this podcast? And we're coming up on our 2-year anniversary. And it's so funny because I feel like we're coming up on 2 years. We're not at 2 years quite yet, but we are learning so much. And I know people say that, but this is really absolutely true. I was having a conversation with my buddy yesterday outside of the gym, like at almost midnight. And I was like, bro, it's crazy. The podcast, the last few episodes have crushed. During summer, we took a little bit of a dip. And I was like, what the hell's going on? I was like, you're supposed to be growing and growing and growing. But then you realize, and it reminded me of my radio days when there was times where during summer, and you could ask this to any media, like if you notice there are times when your favorite radio DJs or your favorite media people, like your newscasters or whatever, they'll take their vacation. Same when I talk about like listening to Colin Cowherd or sports, they take their vacation during the summer because that's when everybody's taking their vacation. So your listening habits are weird. But it seems like now the numbers are coming back up. What is it? Kids are back in school. You're back on your normal routine. You're listening to it and it feels good. It's not that we were doing anything different or anything worse or anything better. Now it's simply listening habits, and it makes so much sense where it's like, hey, this is when listening habits are different. They are going to change, blah, blah, blah. And coming in a year two, like now I know that going into next summer, like now I know that. And whatever it is that you do in your business, in your job or whatever, it's like, sometimes you're not really doing anything wrong. Sometimes listening habits are different. Maybe schedules are different and whatever it is. Sometimes sales might be slow. Sometimes it's not because you're not trying as hard or you're not, you might be even trying harder, but it's like there's time periods. I'll give you a good example. The Kern County Fair. Things like that, outside things play into it and keep rocking it. I was telling him, I was like, this is just getting me, for right or for wrong, it's made me realize like, stop looking at the numbers so damn much. And I'm guilty of this. I didn't even want to admit this. Sometimes I feel like I base my energy on the podcast for the next episode based on how the previous episode did. And I should not be doing that. I should be completely enthused about every single episode, which I am, but sometimes you add a little bit more because you're like, well, I just crushed that last one. Everybody was listening. They're going to be listening to this. And it's just and I'm like, that episode was better than the previous one, but the numbers should not be dictating how I do this. I like to think that we always put on a good show. The effort's always there, but lesson learned, you learned along the way. Okay, big things happened this week, and obviously we have to talk about this. Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift, finally engaged. One of the biggest news in the entire world, and I'm glad that it came out. Was it Tuesday, Wednesday, Monday, Tuesday? It just so happened that it was a couple days ago. But I have 3 things that I want to say about Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. I got 3 thoughts on this entire thing. 1, the fact that Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift are engaged, and the proposal was posted on social media. I believe it was her social media. It was Taylor Swift's page. We've all seen it by now. It said your gym teacher and your English teacher are getting married. World goes absolutely bananas. And I'm a Taylor Swift fan. I'm not like I know there's a lot of haters. You got to be here. You got to be there. It's like, I admire her. Frankly, because a lot of why I like her is I'm a lyric guy. You know that. So when somebody can give you piercing lyrics, especially the heartbreak stuff, that's where I really thrive. That's what makes me happiest. Heartbreak songs. She can write a hell of a song. I don't think she's that great vocally, but it reminds me of the Kardashians. Like if I were to tell you what's the one true gift of the Kardashians, you'd be like, sex tape, I don't know, or that she could Big butt, well, that's fake too. So I mean, just like if you were able to be like, hey, what's the skill that the Kardashians? I don't know if you can point really in it. They don't act, they don't sing, they try to sing, but they're good at like monetizing, I guess, whatever it is that they're doing, selling themselves, marketing themselves. But I don't know if that's necessarily a traditional skill as much as they made it into an industry. And I say that to say, I think it's as impressive that the Kardashians can make the billion-dollar empire. And I know you guys don't like the Kardashians, and I'm not crazy about them either. I'm not fans of them. But when you look at it from a business standpoint, you're like, how the hell did you do that with no talent? With a butt? Okay, I'll give you a butt, but even that's fake. Even your face, you're pretty, but even that's fake. It's like you look at the like pictures, it's like 10 years ago. It's like you're starting to kind of get into these places. You're like, these people don't even look recognizable. Yet they're billionaires. We all know it. They're, whatever. But it's like, if I'm talented and I could sing, you know why I'm rich. You know why I'm successful. Imagine I'm like, I got no talent, I'm making billions. That's a motherfucker who knew how to market themselves. That's a guy who really cracked the code, It's like being an NFL quarterback with a noodle arm. It's like, well, yeah, there's a guy who's got a rocket arm, so we know why he's good. But then a guy comes out with a noodle arm and he's really good, and you're like, damn, it's kind of impressive. Kind of impressive. But I wanted to talk about this because the Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift thing came out. And like I said, I got 3 thoughts on this. And look, I don't care if I lose listeners. These things need to be addressed, and they're truly coming from the heart. They're conversations that I've had with people, and they don't think that it's far-fetched, and I don't either. And here's thing number 1. It's absolutely hilarious that Taylor Swift tagged Travis Kelce on Instagram, and this is a well-manicured post. I'm talking about like the aesthetic is beautiful. He's down on one knee. The pictures are just stunning. They're classy. They're elevated. And she tags her fiance, Travis Kelce, with the name Killa Trav. He hasn't changed his IG name, nor should he, by the way. But isn't it hilarious? I was listening to a podcast that I listened to, and they were just like, this brought it to mind. I was like, that is freaking hilarious. Killa Trav. They're talking about, like, is there anything worse as a dad? You're like, hey, Dad, I'm Taylor Swift. I'm this innocent, sweet girl who writes music and plays guitar and sings country and has a huge following because of my love songs, because of my heartbreak songs. This sweet girl, I'm going to be getting married to Killa Trav. Killa Trav. It's like, damn. Nothing worse than Travis's are kind of wild, right? They're just kind of like crazy dudes. It's like, yeah, she's getting married to Killa Trav. And that killed me. That is hilarious. Beautiful picture, beautiful aesthetic, beautiful post. And she tagged or combined or collaborated with Killa Trav. That's hilarious. Daddy, I'm getting married to Killa Trav. It's like, damn it, you couldn't have been like Stuart. Couldn't have been Nicholas, who has a 401k. Thing number 2. This is where I think I'm going to lose you guys. I think we can all agree that Killa Trav thing is funny. This is where I think I'm going to lose some people. I know everybody's coming out and saying Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift, it's officially real. Like, I know that's what we're supposed to be thinking. I know they're engaged. How could they make... I'm still not sure. I'm still not sure that this is like the real deal. And folks, hear me out. Could it, like, is it possible that they fell in love, that they are madly in love, and that they are engaged and now they're going to build a future, have kids probably sooner than later? Yes, absolutely. But there's another side of me that says, like, look, if you're going to do this, you have to go all the way. You have to go all the way. And this is all part of the perfect script. I've said it from day one. This might be the most genius and brilliant marketing campaign or plan that I've ever seen in my entire life. Let's say it's fake. Just play along with me. You don't have to agree. Just play along. Hear me out. The fans that are Taylor Swift fans, right, are not people that watch the NFL. They're not. It's largely, I can't tell you what percentage it is, but they are not NFL people. They are not people who sit around on Sunday, Monday, Thursday and watch either college or NFL games. They're not. They're just two different fan bases. Similarly, people who watch the NFL, like these big, rugged, beer drinking fellas, are not going to Taylor Swift concerts or listening to Taylor Swift music or watching Taylor Swift content. So could you argue that Taylor Swift is the biggest thing in music? And she was last year when they got together and only grew with his whole relationship. And you could argue that the NFL is the biggest thing in sports. Absolutely. And who's the biggest team in sports? Well, at the time, definitely, and it might still be, the Kansas City Chiefs. You got Patrick Mahomes. You got his hair. You got Travis Kelce. You got Taylor Swift. So what, like, okay, you guys have a completely different fan base that we have not tapped into. How do we grow our game? The game does not need grow. Like the league is thriving. They're charging billions for their media rights, but they're like, well, how can we grow this even more? And I like the way that they're thinking. How do we get the Swiftie? She's got millions, if not billions of fans all over the world. Well, we could use a little bit of that. But how do we get them to watch the NFL? Well, create the relationship. Travis Kelce was already a personality. I know that a lot of Swifties had never heard of him. I don't blame you. They weren't, frankly, that good until Patrick Mahomes got there. But how do you bridge that gap? How do we get Swifties to watch the NFL? And how do we get NFL fans to grow Taylor Swift? And I don't even know if she's grown, but it's definitely worked out for the NFL because they're talking about like their numbers of female viewers is now superseding the male viewers, which is absolutely insane. So I think it's a perfect business opportunity. It's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. You can't think of anything better. You take mom, you take Mother Taylor, and you take Daddy Killer Trav. You give them a relationship. And everybody's skeptical. Nobody's really buying it at first. It's a publicity stunt. And coincidentally, look, you're not gonna like this, but the truth is, the podcast that he was on, that he was starting, sold for like millions of dollars shortly after they got in a relationship. Coincidence? I don't know. She went on his podcast. They made millions off that episode because she went on and announced a new album. Great business move on his podcast. I don't know. I know this didn't hurt Taylor Swift, but I couldn't tell you how much it grew her because she was already massive. Travis Kelce is definitely the one benefiting in this particular situation, but the NFL is doing a brilliant thing. How do we take the biggest music entity with the biggest fan base that does not watch us, and now we get them to watch us because of this relationship? I think that's brilliant. And I'm still skeptical on the whole relationship. If we're going to do it, we're going to do it right. They're going to get married, and who's to say that in a year or two they can't get divorced and still live happily ever after? Not together, obviously, but they're like, hey, we're kind of all in on this. Give us, it's a 4-year contract. It's a 5-year contract. In year 3, you're going to get married. And I know you're saying, Vic, you hate love. You're skeptical. Like, no, but too much of this makes business sense. And I want to believe this. Don't get me. This is not me hating. I like both of them. I'm not even a Chiefs fan. I don't even hate Travis Kelce or Mahomes or the Chiefs. I want them to win. I love dynasties. This is me speaking objectively on what a brilliant, brilliant, brilliant marketing plan is. Have them get married. That was the next thing that everybody was waiting for, right? Why are we going to half-ass this? Have them get married. The kid, I couldn't tell you. Like, are they going to have a kid? Are they going to be bonded together for life? Who knows? But I know everybody's saying, look, they're married now. Oh, the relationship was real the whole time. And perhaps it is. But all I'm saying is there's still a part of me. There's still a skeptical part because all of this is making millions, if not billions. You got to hear me. Is making so much freaking money. And the wedding is only going to be only the natural next layer of the money grab. The announcement, huge everywhere. ESPN, People Magazine, every magazine. This is not me hating Love or Taylor or nothing. I'm rooting for him, but you have to look at the obvious. If you don't think that all signs point back to millions and millions of dollars being spread, spread out and made, I think you're being kind of naive. And thing number 3, this one breaks me as a fan of music itself. I said a second ago, I am a fan of heartbreak songs. Nothing makes me happier. Like if you ever see me at the gym or running or whatever, odds are that I'm listening to a really slow heartbreak, like not necessarily a country song, but most of the time it would be a country song. But if it's not, it's probably something like a Khalid or John Mayer or something like that. It's a sad song. It's a mellow, vibey, like I just get lost in the lyrics. And frankly, I don't even know if I even like feel that sad or as much as like, damn, this really hits. And that makes me feel good. But I pose to you this question. Taylor Swift fans, actually, I'm going to bring up 2 more points. Is Taylor Swift going to be the same? Now, let me play along with you. Taylor Swift fans, let me play along with you now. Let's say that this is real love. Let's say that they found their happily ever after. She found her Prince Charming and he found his Cinderella, whatever that saying goes, however it goes. Let's say this is love. This is real. Forget what the outside noise is. We're just in love. We're getting married and probably having kids sooner than later. I'll play along. Let's do it. Because I don't think that's far-fetched anyways. But let's talk about Taylor's music career. Let's talk about what got her fame, her lyrics. I have a theory about particular artists, and I'll give you a couple examples. Sam Hunt, one of my favorites, Devin Dawson. The Weeknd, Taylor Swift fits right in there. They thrive and they're able to tap in to a part of their brain when they are sad, when they are heartbroken, that they simply cannot tap into, or at least haven't tapped into when they've been in seemingly happy, healthy relationships. Can she write a good love song? Yes, but what is she known for? She's known for the songs that pierce your soul when you're going through a heartbreak. Why? Because more people go through heartbreak. Everybody goes through a heartbreak. Not everybody's found love yet. So when you go through your heartbreak, who do you run to? What songs can you relate to? And you're like, damn, these Taylor Swift lyrics are saying the words that I couldn't think of. Well, now that she's happy, is she going to be able to tap into those things? And it breaks my heart. I'll give you the perfect example. Go listen to Montevello from Sam Hunt. Montevello from Sam Hunt is an incredible album. This thing had me damn near in tears. And then he gets with his wife, and all of a sudden he's like, body like it, which is a catchy song, but it's just kind of like a goes in one ear, not the other type of song. Devin Dawson, go listen to Dark Horse. I actually was texting with him earlier. I was like, bro, Dark Horse, top 5 album for many reasons. And I wouldn't say that this is a mainstream artist anymore. I think he can be, but when he came out with Dark Horse, incredible album. He had that song, Put It All On Me. Then he had some heartbreak songs in there. He was all black and white. That was his vibe. That was his aesthetic. He gets married, and now he's happy in his personal life. But the music is different. It's almost like they're forcing themselves to write happy stuff. And I'm just worried. I mean, The Weeknd, we don't even need to get into it, boo. The Weeknd, when he's heartbroken, he's talking about killing himself for girls and giving up this for these Selena Gomez or whoever he was dating. Taylor Swift fits right into that. When she's heartbroken, she can tap into a part of her brain that just puts out and pumps out incredible songs, incredible lyrics, incredible just songs in general. Well, now that she's happy and she's found true love, is the music really going to be the same? I'm just asking the question. I'm worried about that. And number 3, this is the last thing I'll say about this, because I went through this with Bobby Bones. Bobby Bones is my radio hero. If you're unfamiliar with Bobby, he's a Nashville syndicated radio host. Cody Allen's up there too, but Cody's been married for years, or been in a relationship for years. Let me give you a little backstory on this. Bobby Bones, my radio hero. Part of his fame, or what he was known for, was he was a guy who was in his 40s single guy, no kids, looking for love, was dating around, didn't work out, blah, blah, blah. So to me, he was kind of like my North Star. That was the person who I looked up to. He's older than I was. So the fact that I was single and not in a relationship, but I could always point to Bobby and be like, well, Bobby does the same. We're both working in radio. We're both single. And because he was older, it was always the excuse to be like, well, Bobby's in the same boat and he's older than I am. So I at least have until he's 40, 41, 42, whatever it was. Then he gets married. I wouldn't say out of nowhere, but if you keep up with this stuff, you knew it was coming. But the point is, he gets in a relationship, and to me, I'm like, holy shit. The one person who I felt like was riding with me is all of a sudden now they got married. They got their shit together. Where's my excuse? Who am I going to run to? Taylor Swift has millions, billions of fans who are single, heartbroken, and when they go through these situations, she is their guiding light, their northern star. And she is the relatable person who's going through the bullshit. She went through a divorce or she was with a guy for forever. He never got engaged to her. He never proposed. He never did this. And that felt like, oh my gosh, like we've all been through that. She could be Taylor Swift, millions and billions of dollars in tours and sold out arenas and all this, but she's going through the same shit that I am. Well, now Taylor Swift has found love. Now Taylor Swift is going to be married and she's going to have this happy ever after ending. What's going to happen to those? I remember I was kind of fucked up about that. I was like, damn, Bobby. I was like, you can't do this to me. Are Taylor fans like going to be like, yeah, Taylor, you can't do this to us? Your mama Taylor, we were looking up to you. You were single, I was single, I was heartbroken, you were heartbroken. You went through bullshit with guys who ain't shit. And now I'm going through these things, but now I'm still going through them, and you're no longer going. You found your person, you found your love. I'm telling you right now, you guys are going to think I'm crazy, but everything I'm saying is 100% real. So those are the three that turned into four things that I wanted to say about that whole situation. And it might be some of my favorite work that I've done in a while. Let's move on. Things are good, man. We got some college football. This is a segment called Allow Me to Just Ramble for 30 Seconds. So on Saturday, ladies, some of you guys are big time into NFL football. And some of you guys are big time into NFL football, a lot less. So if your husband and your mans are going out and they're like, we're getting together and they're like, trust me, it's a big game. I'm here to tell you, ladies, it's the biggest freaking college football game to start a season in the history of college football. You're talking about two of the top teams in the entire country. You got the number one ranked team in Texas versus the team who just won the championship in Ohio State. So they're not exaggerating. This is literally the biggest opening game for college football, and I'm so excited. The colors, everything. I'm gonna give you a quick pick. I'm taking Texas. Give me Arch Manning. And I know everybody's saying like, no, Ohio State, they just won the championship. They don't lose at home. They've only lost to Michigan in like the last, I don't know how many years, 9 years, whatever. Nobody wins in Ohio, and I know, but I'm zigging when everybody's zagging. I'm on the Arch Manning hype train. I love the I love the Texas team as a whole. I love Ohio, but they have a freshman quarterback. It's going to be his first game. Arch has at least been in that system, and I think they come in as slight underdogs, but I think they get the win. Give me Texas. Last I looked, the number was +3, so we'll go with that. Texas +3, but I like them to win. If not, at least cover the 3. Take it to the bank. Tell your husband you're welcome. Place that bet, and then go ahead and take your wife out to a nice dinner on the podcast. Let's get into your fun facts. In case you didn't know. Got a good little batch of them right here, right now. So let's get into it. All right. In case you didn't know, one fast food hamburger can contain meat from over 100 different cows. In case you didn't know. You know what's most impressive about that fact right there is that's crazy. That just goes to show you how delicious beef is and how consistent it is. But you're talking about like, oh, it's from over 100 of, oh, they're all delicious. All of them. Usually you get one and you're like, Get 100 tomatoes or 100 onions. These are going to be a couple bad ones. You're talking about meat from 100 when this is delicious? In case you didn't know, if you needed another reason to love the cold weather and winter that we're heading into, listen to this. In case you didn't know, you burn more calories in the cold than you do in warm weather. In case you didn't know. That's amazing. I think your body's just burning calories trying to keep you warm when you're cold. So that does a little number. And finally tonight, in case you didn't know, the parents of newborns, my sister, lose about 6 months of sleep in the first 2 years. In case you didn't know. Those are your fun facts here. In case you didn't know, I had to throw one in there for my sister. So I don't know. I feel like I'm getting into some conspiracy theories this episode. And I'm going to give you a quick one. Cracker Barrel. I know you saw it. They put out the new logo because the other one was seen as controversial. So what they do is they put out a new logo. They said, hey, this is going to be our new logo. It's met with backlash. People are like, this is wrong. Woke culture is getting out of control. Let them say whatever they, this and that. And it's just like, okay, I have it. So they announced earlier, was it today or yesterday, that they're going to be going back. They're going to be returning to the old original Cracker Barrel logo, which is fine. But everybody online is going, like, go listen to your Mima and your Papa and your Uncle Bubba. They're like, bullying works, or that's right. Don't let this woke culture get you nuts. Like, you know what I think? I think this is all another, and I don't know what's gotten into me. I'm not a big conspiracy guy, but I think this is all planned by Cracker Barrel. I think it was. There was initial backlash. Yes, it was light. So what did they do? They said, you know what? Let's create a logo. Let's put it out there. Let's manufacture backlash. So much so because if I put something out and I get 10 people to be like, hey, jump on it. Not only do you see the people who are pissed off about it, those 10 people, but now it opens up the microphone for everybody else to jump on and give their opinions because they're no longer afraid. They're like, yeah, I agree with people being stupid and woke culture. So now that they started it, it's like a snowball that's going down a hill. It's just going to keep growing and growing and growing. It's just like, now everybody's talking about this, right? We hate it. Woke culture, backlash. This is stupid. But I think it was all fabricated and planned, brilliantly done by Cracker Barrel. I don't think that they ever wanted to change that logo. I think, and artists do this. Drake does this, where he puts out a music video or a new song, and you know how the memes come out where they're like, "Oh my gosh, this is he's doing the zesty dance. He's looking weird right here." The teams, if you don't think that teams are already ahead of it, when this drops, we're gonna drop these random accounts are gonna drop these memes. How is it? Because it's gonna create more viral moments for the song itself. And I think that's what Cracker Barrel did here. We're going to release it, and we're going to release these memes. We're going to release these posts. We're going to release this. The backlash is going to be so crazy. We're going to be like, you know what? You're right. We're going back to the old one. That's my conspiracy theory. Cracker Barrel planned this from day one. They never wanted to switch. They said, okay, we'll play your game. We'll play nice. It's good PR. It's brilliant PR. They put out the most boring logo that you could imagine. And I think they did that with a purpose too. They're like, you know what? Like, let's make it boring. Look like a damn Golden Corral. So then people are pissed. They're like, all right, we hear you. Okay. We're going back to the old one. It was all planned. It's all brilliant. I don't know what's gotten into me with these conspiracy theories. Maybe I'm right. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But let's get into your Wednesday wisdom. And I have some things that I want to get into this one because I think this question, I posted about it on my Instagram. I got to start doing this more because you guys give me really good feedback before. So normally I'll drop this question in the morning and you guys give me good feedback like then. But I actually like having your feedback before I talk about it. So here's our question if you haven't seen it yet. Vic, help. Haha. This is a very layered question, so follow along. I travel for work and I've been seeing this guy. We hung out maybe about 6 times. 2 weeks ago, I invited him over for dinner and movies because I was leaving for work for a week. We had a cutesy night, which I love, a cutesy night. I got bold and asked him if he would take my car to fill up because it was dark and I didn't want to rush in the morning. He didn't seem to take it serious and just brushed it off. I brought it up again and he said to my face, I don't think we're there. Quote, I don't think we're there. What? I just made you dinner and had a cute night. Is he right or should I cut him off for that? I was kind of turned off, like be a man. Am I wrong? Help. Thanks, Vic. Boy. So here's the thing. She wanted him to go fill up, and girls do this. I totally understand girls not liking, one, you don't like pumping your gas. Daytime, morning time, afternoon, sunset, girls, you just, it's just a fact of, girls don't like pumping gas. Frankly, nobody does, but, we don't really, guys don't complain. Girls don't like it, and they're like, it's one of those things that we just hate, or that women hate. Look at me, referring to myself as a woman. Anyways, so she's like, hey, I don't feel, and I get it. If it's late at night, if it's dark and you got a flight to catch in the morning, you don't want to worry. The last thing you want to do is worry about that damn car and having to make one more stop at the gas station really early in the morning when it's still dark. I get that. So she made him this whole dinner. They've been hanging out. I'm assuming things have been good if she's inviting him over for dinner and movies. That's a cutesy night. That's a cool thing to do. So she's like, hey, things are going good. Let me ask him. Let me throw this out there. He said, no, we're not there yet. And I did, the only follow-up question that I asked her, I was like, did you ask him to pay for the gas? Because I would understand if a girl asked me to pay for, first of all, I'm not that guy. I know there's a lot of guys who pay for oh, shit, I'll pay for your feet pics. I'll pay for your gas. You got the wrong one for that. That's just, to me, that's weird. It doesn't even feel like you really like me. I'd rather a girl be like, you don't like me for not liking me instead of liking me for the things that I'm buying them. That's just not, you got the wrong one. But the point that I'm getting at is if a girl asks me after 6 times of hanging out to go fill up her gas tank and me pay for it, I'm saying no 10 out of 10 times. But in this case, she was not asking him to pay. She just wanted to, hey, can you take care of this? I don't feel safe going late at night, and I totally understand that. Here's where I stand. So normally I'd be like, yeah, this guy's being a little B, and which is what a lot of you guys are saying. A lot of the backlash, a lot of the responses is men ain't shit. Men don't want to do this. Men don't want to do that. And I hear you 100%. Let me flip this, because this is basically whatever argument you want, you can take. Whatever approach. If I want to defend the guy, I can defend the guy. If I want to defend the girl, I can defend the girl. So what I'm going to do is put myself in her shoes, and then I'm going to flip it and I'm going to put myself in his shoes. Let's start with a girl. I know girls, and you're not going to want to hear this, and some of you guys are going to laugh or smile or grin as you're in the car or at the gym as I'm talking about this, because it is damn true what I'm about to say. Do I think 6 dates is a little early to push it? She said herself, she's like, I got bold. So that you're already stepping outside. She didn't say, hey, can we just finish? Can you go throw the trash outside? No. That's normal. She took a little bit of a leap on this. Can you go fill up my car? So she knew she was stepping outside of what the boundaries were going to be. Let me put myself in her shoes and say, I would expect a guy who is into me to want to do this. To not say yes because yeah, sure, I'll do it. No. To want to do this. And there's a big difference. Don't ever get it twisted. I will do it versus I want to do it are 2 completely different things. That's 1. 2, I just made you dinner. I just did this whole thing, and then we had a great night to where I'm thinking maybe I ask and it's a big deal, but if you just say yes and not make it a big deal, it's almost well, this is the thing, moving forward, we just took the next little baby step in our relationship. I made you dinner. I didn't think you would think it's a big deal. And I'm seeing, and I'm kind of testing the waters of, This isn't so much about will you go fill my tank? It's almost in a weird way, in a roundabout way, asking, how much do you care about me? And I think that's what really hurts you. And this is crazy to say because I have to speak objectively. I have to speak honestly, but she was so sweet, sweet girl. But I think what hurts you is simply that you made this dinner. You had expectations of, I'm going to make him this dinner. We're going to play house. He's going to go fill up my tank. And this is where I really do pump the brakes. I'm like, okay, not that any of that is wrong, but after hanging out 6 times, you may be jumping the gun a little bit. You may be thinking about playing house a little too soon. You may be jumping the gun. And here's the other thing, is what I just mentioned. Girls will test the waters. Fellas, don't ever get it twisted. Ladies, I know you're listening. You're probably grinning. You get to a point, and usually it's not after the 6th date. Sometimes it might be sooner. Sometimes it might be later. But you know what you want to get away with. She didn't, and like this is not part of the conversation, but I'm bringing this up. She did not specify that. She said, I don't want you to pay for the gas. I will pay for the gas. Do you not think that there was a part of her that's like, well, maybe if he does, he's going to go pay for it too? You know, I just made his dinner, you know. Girls will test the waters and see how far or how much they can push something. Absolutely. And frankly, I don't blame you. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm saying, hey, if I was a girl and I was in that situation, I might want to see how much I can push it. I think, guys, we have our ways of doing that too. How much can I get? Oh, I can get a kiss. Or let's, you know, we all do this. Like, we can't sit here and pretend that we're perfect. I know on Facebook, when people want to pretend that everybody's perfect, it's like, I would never, my Christians, shut the fuck up. We're all human beings. And we all look for tiny little pockets and opportunities to see how far we can push it. So I think that in his head, he was like, she's trying to push it. She's trying to see how far it is, how far we're going. Maybe he's like, after 6 days, like, I really enjoy hanging out with her. But is this going to be something that makes her think that we're going to be on a different level? And when he's not sure what she's thinking, what level is this going to make us an official relationship? Because these little things, I know that it's very simple in hindsight to be like, oh, it's not a big deal. It's just this. It means so much more when girls ask is, don't get it twisted. Is she asking, can you just go fill up my tank even if I'll pay for it? Yes. But is that all it means? No, it means so much more. How much do you care about me? Are you willing to go out of your way for me? Are you willing to make me feel safe? And I think she didn't get the response that she wanted. She made him dinner. She almost like courted him in this way. They had a great night. I'm sure everything else went amazing. And she felt like, let me push the waters. Let me see how far. You know, I'm getting ready to leave for a week. Sometimes those are your boldest moments. Hey, I'm leaving for a week. I'm going to say this. You ever do this? I talked about this. When you're on vacation, you be like saying the horniest stuff that you would never say, even if you're not with that person. But when you're in the same city, you're like, I would never say that. But when you're out of town, you're like, oh man, we turned into somebody we don't even recognize. So maybe she was leaving out of town. She's like, okay, I kind of want to play house. Let's see. Are you willing to take care of me? Are you willing to take care of this task that I don't want to take because I don't feel safe? How much do you care about me? That's what I think she was really asking. And she was disappointed in the answer, in the reaction. To say we're not there yet, clearly to him, this means something. This means something deeper than just, I'll go fill up your tank, no problem. I think what you should have done is, hey, I want to go fill up my tank. Will you come with me? Like, you might be like, Vic, that's brilliant. Why? Because that is the exact same thing. It's so much more disarming and so much more less threatening and serious. Go do this for me, honey. Just knocking something off of the to-do list. Yo, you know, honeydew. Come with me. I want to go. It's dark. I'm scared. I don't want to worry about this. Yeah, let's go. Grab some snacks. Gonna watch the movie. I think you got to temper your expectations after 6 days or 6 dates. Do I blame you for pushing the limits? No. You have to see how much you can get, how far you can get. But should you be discouraged or, turned off or whatever? I get it, because now we get into this whole society of men is like, oh, they're a bunch of B words and this and that. And I get that too. I'm not denying that that is something that is more prevalent nowadays. And then I also had people tell me, like, frankly, if he wanted to, he would. And clearly at this point, he doesn't. He didn't. Now, the good news for you, it's only been 6 days, 6 dates. I almost feel like I wish you would have wrote me and been like, should I ask this? And I'd be like, no, don't do it. I'd almost rather wait till it's like you wait too long for a sure answer than like take a risk, because now it's going to be awkward. Whether you like it or not, him saying to your face, hey, I don't think that we're there yet. Ooh, woo, that changes everything. That's your Wednesday Wisdom. Vic T has spoken. I can't wait to see what everybody thinks on that. Let's go ahead and wrap up this show with a little trivia. Here we go. A little late night trivia. 70% of women say they feel guilty if they do this in the morning. What is it, ladies? More than 70% of women say they feel guilty if they do this in the morning. What is it? I'll give you a quick hint. It's more of, the wording is weird because it says if they do this in the morning. The better way to word it would be if they don't do this in the morning, in a way, right? They leave this. Here we go. 70% of women say they feel guilty if they do this in the morning, and that is leave dirty dishes in the sink. 70% of women say they feel guilty if they leave dirty dishes in the sink. Thank you guys so much for listening. Get those dishes out of the sink. I wonder if she's going to come back and ask him and be like, well, do you want to wash the dishes while I do this? Comes back to playing house, trying to play house. Thank you guys so much for listening. I got to go talk to the fam, hang out with the nephew. And I hope you guys be looking out for that major announcement. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be coming up, and I can't wait for you and hope that you join us. 1 follower away from 800 on our Instagram page, all organic followers. All just thank you so much for that. So I don't care if you're going at a slower pace. We're growing the right way. At ILY Say It Back Pod, if you're not already doing it. If you are, thank you so much. I love you. I'm at Vic T Radio. Follow us on Spotify, wherever you listen, on iHeart, on Apple. Check us out on our YouTube page. This video is going to be up there. Y'all have a great night. Sleep good. Que sueño con los angelitos. Take Texas. Take the points. And take your wife out to a good dinner on the podcast. Y'all have a great night. Sleep good. Que sueño con los angelitos. I love you. Say it back. Peace.